welcome back to the channel. So I'm sorry for those of you who asked me to make a video of the different buildings, but it wasn't possible because we have security guards at every entrance of every building, and they literally check your student card, and based off of that you're either allowed to enter or not. So unfortunately I couldn't do that, but today, as you can see by the title, we're gonna give you guys advice on the first year and the registration.
A little tips and tricks, if you will. Just a little few things we would want you guys to know before we get started, or before you get started with your
University. Okay, so the first advice is for registration week. Registration week, okay, when you guys apply online, please already make a list of every documentation you're gonna need so that you can sit down and apply efficiently, you understand? So you don't have to go looking for your documents or anything, and it would be better if you converted all of them to PDF, just to make it easier. Then it's already on your phone or your PC, whatever device you're applying from. And then, that's basically it for applying online. But now for the registration week, when you have to go to campus, I'm not sure when the registration week will be, but all I'm saying is please go on the first day or the first few days if possible, because obviously people are gonna procrastinate and they're gonna go later as the week is ending. And you want to go as soon as possible because those lines are very long. It's not just a few hundred people, it's thousands, not thousands, but it is a lot of people applying to the school. So you're gonna be stuck in the sun in these long queues that aren't even moving. The staff members themselves, they're tired, so things are gonna go slow. But the earlier you go in the week, the better.
We all know the saying, early bird gets the worm. Just to be there as soon as possible. My experience when I was in line 2 was we were running around up and down as well. There'll be times where you also have to go and verify a few things at your faculty offices, depending on which faculty it is.
That was not nice.
Yeah, it's not nice. Some faculty offices, no offense to those reached the NUST, but they're not very nice.
No.
They're not very nice people because everybody's stressed out. They're trying to get registration ready. I understand, but they could be a little more kinder, but don't try and don't be too sensitive going there.
Yeah, I also had that experience. I don't know, something went wrong and I had to go to my faculty advisor, faculty officer, head of faculty. Anyway, I had to go to that person. They were so rude, and we were sent in a group, and we had to go confirm things, and they had to sign and what. My dear, that person was shouting at us, scolding us, and we're new to this faculty, and we're okay, but we were sent here by the administration people. So, but I realized after school started or university started, they were fine. She was much more kinder after that.
Our faculty officer was the same as well, minus the shouting. She was just very rude. she was quite rude.
Wow.
But there was always a line of us, because I saw if you come early on, that's why I say early bird gets the worm. The early people that got there, they get to meet her as soon as she gets into the office. They get to meet her as soon as possible. I remember she only showed up in the office at 10 o'clock, right, on the dot. So I came there at 8 or 9, I think, with my sister. She was helping me around the campus, getting all the stuff sorted. So I remember going there, we went there, and we were stopped by the security guard at the door. And we asked, is the lady in today? And I had to bring out my paper because we didn't know her name. So I brought out a paper, I wrote all the info on, I read it out, and I'm not going to say her name, obviously, but our faculty officer, I say the name out, she was oh, well, they didn't, she's only coming in at 10. So I was oh my gosh. So my sister was okay, you're going to stay. She has to run back to work. She's going to come and meet me later. But I was can I just go with sis? You're going to be back anyway. So she was okay, no, cool. I'm just playing anyway. But we both went back to her work. We stayed there until about 10 o'clock or 9:45. We were sorting out all the stuff because, to be honest, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do either yet. And I was stressed because I was okay, I'll take anything.
Oh, you did the late registration?
Yes, I did late registration. I did late. because I was trying to figure out what I was doing, what I was going to be studying. So those of you who feel like I don't know what I want to study, I was there, trust me.
Yeah,
it is not
there's
an easy
still
thing.
time, so please do your research. Make sure this is what you want to do. Watch people like days in a life, week in a life of whatever you want to do, and just put yourself in the shoes and be like, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? But what you study now, it doesn't have to be what you have to do for the rest of your life. You could always change. Just think of this maybe as a backup if you do want to do something else still. You're still very young, so just keep an open mind.
Even if there are a bit of older, more mature people watching, anyone who's not obviously around our age 20, whatnot, and if you come across this video, sir or ma'am, it is not too late. There is still many of things to go after too. If it's something also you guys, or not talking to everyone, if there's something anyone wants to feel passionate about or want to study it, go for it.
Yeah, I also had older people in my classes, and it's actually I enjoyed their presence because I learned a lot from them, obviously, because they went through life a lot. And they're nice people. They're nice people. Okay, so basically, in conclusion, for the first year, go as early as you can for the registration week. They're gonna be long lines. If you can, take food along, like a fruit, whatever. There's a kiosk on campus. They are ATMs.
Yeah.
They have for Bank Windhoek, fruit and veg. They have Bank Windhoek, Standard Bank, and Nedbank is the only one that's not there.
Nedbank's not there.
Yeah.
The rest of them are there.
Yeah, and the administration block is on the main campus, which is like upper campus, and the faculties, where your classes are on lower campus.
Yeah, but it depends because they tend to fluctuate. Sometimes you'll have certain classes in the lecture building, which is on upper campus.
Lecture and office building and admin block are on upper campus.
Yeah.
With the hostel. Oh yeah. Okay, hostel. Some of you might have to take entrance exams, so don't even worry about that because don't stress. I had to write an entrance exam and I was so stressed because nobody told me, even the administration people, they didn't tell me there would be an entrance exam. So I basically didn't prepare when I went there. But it's fine. High school knowledge is enough. So you just go there, go do your little math sums, abbreviations, you just have to write them out. But that was for me. I don't know about the other faculties, but it's not a biggie. It's not that stressful. So the first week, how was your first week of university?
First week of university. Well, I forgot to mention this when we started. I'm doing bachelor in informatics, by the way, which is computer science. So what we did, you asked me how our first week was of learning.
Yours. Yeah, just university.
For me, I'm not a very, very talkative person. I have to get to know people before I can really talk, so I'm mostly awkward.
Don't you talk to people, but don't you get to know them?
Yeah, you get to know them by talking, but doesn't mean every single interaction you do is gonna be like, oh, okay, hi, and you just start talking with confidence and everything. We all wish we could be that charismatic person that talks to everybody with confidence and grace and whatnot and knowing exactly what to say. We all don't, not really. We all get a little bit nervous, or we stutter on our words a bit, and we step back and we think, or we ask questions to get the pressure off of us a bit, and then put it into the next person, especially if it's a group setting and you're the new person. You want to ask a question, or you answer a question, you don't want to say too much, or when you feel like you're starting to jumble up your words or stutter, and you're like, okay, cool, no. Yes, so what do you think? But our first week, or my first week, it's all right for the first part, for first semester, or the first week.
And then what, first week?
First week, my bad. I'm rolling off of the track. First week, it's not that hectic for the time. You'll be very lost though. That's one thing. You're not gonna know where everything is.
And the security guards on campus don't also necessarily know where your classes are. They don't work for NUST. They're not NUST people. They work for a security company that NUST hires, So they might not necessarily know where your building is. So just ask other students around where the building is. Yeah, you're gonna get lost the very first week. All your classes, you will be late. You will be late, but what I realized is like most of the classes for the first semester are like in the same building, if not the same hall, the lecture hall. Was it the same for you?
It was the same for us, more or less, but it was still a bit of legwork. We had to walk around a lot for us now. For them, what are you doing? You forgot to say what.
Oh, sorry. I'm doing environmental health sciences in the Faculty of Health and Applied Sciences.
Yeah.
And natural resources.
I'm not sure if it was for you guys, but for us, the computer science and anything in IT basically. So the bachelor's in computer science, informatics, systems ad, all of that basically. All of you want to do systems administration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just asking.
Yeah, but I'm up for corrections, please. If there's someone in the comments, Aiden, if you're watching this, bro, yeah, you can just make a whole list, bro, of the ones I missed. But I'm pretty sure all of us, I'm not pretty sure, but all of us during the first semester, although you're doing different things, right? So the computer science, informatics, with the one that I'm doing, all of those.
Oh, you guys were all in one.
All of us were in one class, right? So we were all getting taught the same things. So it'll be the same probably for you too in your faculty. There'll be different people doing different bachelors.
Yeah.
But you all file under either the health, what she's doing, or the IT, computer, what I'm doing. So all of you for the first semester will be doing more or less the same.
Yeah, it's true.
Exactly.
Because for us, we were like almost 200 in one lecture hall.
Yeah.
So it was the health science people, it was the HIS people, the human nutrition people, and health information systems, something like that. So we were like 4 different like groups in one hall. It's not a class, guys, it's a hall. But only in second semester we moved to classes, because then it's like people were filtered out because some people didn't come back, so obviously the group would be smaller. And in my course we were only 40 something. We still are only 40 something.
Now for us it fluctuated, increased and decreased a lot. But yeah, definitely at the start of this semester I didn't see certain faces. There is a bulk. I just hope with you watching this video, you won't be one of those. You should really push though for the first semester exam. Try as hard as you can.
And guys, like when you get your first test, try and aim to get at least 60% and above for your first test, because your first test, like the classes or the people, they usually tend to like fail that one. Like I'm talking from experience. We fail like miserably, and then from the second test onwards it gets better, because like first semester we only write 2 tests, and then there's the supplementary test. Supplementary test basically replaces your lowest grade of the test, and so you do not, it's fine to write supplementary because it's like a second chance you get. It's your second chance, so don't even feel bad about it. The university has it there for a reason. So even if you can't really get that 60%, just try and aim for 60% and above, because it'll make it easier as the semester goes on, because the first test is the easiest test you can write. From the second test, the second test, obviously it's gonna be the first things. Also, some of the things in the first test is gonna, show up again in the second test, but it barely happens, but it can happen.
Try and do a little of the work. Try and study a little bit of everything every single day.
Even if it's just for an hour.
Even hours, the best. Hours, 2 hours. Just focusing. That doesn't even have to be studying. Just intensely reading and trying to understand what you learned the day.
Because you're gonna enjoy it if you have to study only a little bit of work instead of like how many chapters. So what they basically did was they just studied a bit every day, But I legit think they went home and the work they did that day, they studied that for that hour. That makes more sense. Then it's not a lot of work anyway. And like you enjoy work when you do it out of your own free will. So
make it fun. Make it fun for yourself to learn. None of us really like studying and learning because we're like, I'm gonna be sitting in a hall in my room for 2 hours now. I'm never gonna study.
Especially if you know there's a test coming.
Exactly. Our brains are just naturally like that. When we get stressed, we want to study, especially when the deadline's close. We're trying to get studies in as quick as possible. And our bodies naturally, when it's overstressed, it wants to scroll, it wants to watch YouTube videos, or it wants to scroll the internet to take some of that stress off, you know? Some of us willingly do it, others get distracted, and we fall into that distraction, but it's normal.
You guys have to learn discipline.
Work in advance.
You have to learn discipline.
Work in advance. Time management is essential, guys. I'm not kidding. It is essential.
It is.
Your assignments, your assessments, your tests, even online, you'll be writing also.
You guys are lucky you wrote online tests. I barely wrote
we did. IT
tests.
did.
We had to go to the basement. So where we all write our tests and exams, you go to the basement. I don't know, people have a lot of bad things to say about the basement, but it's fine. It's like just a normal exam hall. But I don't know, people are like, no, when I go in, I forget things. And I'm like, okay, fine, but it's still like an exam location where you have to come write your test. Just don't get intimidated by what they say or how you're gonna feel when you sit there. It's a normal venue. Just don't think about supernatural things. Because I heard so many things.
Really?
Yes, anyway, like my first year was like, it was really nice though. Because for me, only in the second semester, things only really started falling into place. Because first semester, I was like sick for almost 3 months. Because, I don't know, I think it was like being away from my mom. Even though I was denying, I don't miss going home, I felt it in the second semester.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I think because of those emotional things, I physically got sick as well. Yeah, but take your university life seriously, guys. Your parents or NUST is paying a lot of money for you to be there. And try and enjoy your life. Just don't throw yourself in your books and just be in your books. Try and communicate or interact with your friends, your classmates, because you need that break once in a while. Otherwise, it's gonna be too much for you.
Having that balanced life helps.
Yeah,
enjoying with your friends and everything. If you all study, definitely
study groups. I was in denial. I was like, I don't. Because sometimes it's difficult for me to study in a group setting because, I don't know, I'm very hard-headed. So I was like, no, I'll just study on my own. But later on, I was like, no, studying in a group setting, even if you don't study with the other people, like the same module or whatever, you're just sitting with a group of people studying by yourself, that is also a lot of motivation. Like, it's good motivation. Because when you're alone, you can easily get distracted. You see your bed like there looking all luscious and you want to go sleep immediately.
I understand that, but I'm someone who likes studying on their own, so you get two points of view now as well. It helps. I do a mixture of both, but I'm mostly just on my own studying. But that's how I like to do it.
Yeah, because sometimes, mostly what you don't understand, the next person understands, and the way your friends explain to you is much better than how the lecturer will explain. Oh yeah, and I'm sorry if any lecturer sees this and feels some type of way, but there are some lecturers that will just read the work to you from the projector. They don't necessarily teach. And I had the experience where I would ask, sir, I still don't understand. What does this mean? And he would tell me, I'm also not sure.
The lecturer himself.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Like, it helps when you get your notes beforehand to go through your notes before you go to class, obviously. And YouTube about it, like you don't have to watch a long 20-minute video about it. Just watch a short one, just explaining basically what's.
No. Even if it is a 20-minute video, come on, out of that whole day, you can't spare 20 minutes. Come on, guys.
But
just to learn a concept. But I'm saying it's a sacrifice and it's a discipline. I know it's not easy. These things are easier spoken than done. But really, that's how we grow the guys as well. The discipline helps us. The hardship, although we're sitting in it, we're all struggling. We're having this trouble dealing with university and all of its stresses. Assignments are due. We have a test the next day. Everything is so close or whatnot. It can be quite overwhelming. Trust me, it really is. I know of a few people that
I cried. Many times.
Exactly.
Mental breakdown. But allow yourself to cry if you feel like crying. Don't keep it in. I cried. Yeah,
I was just not stoic, but I was silent for a while also. I just didn't want to feel anything. I was just so overwhelmed. You know, at that point where you're so stressed, you just can't even say anything because you're like, what is the point? Like,
and
what's
then
the point of sharing?
and then people shouldn't come and ask, "Are you fine? Are you okay?"
Bro.
Ooh,
You
guys,
can
don't
see,
do that.
You can see.
Leave the person. Let them be. Let them deal with their nonsense. Because I swear, I wanted to cry so bad when someone asked me, "Are you fine?" Like, why are you doing that to me? But yeah, they worried. So the boys' hostel is unfortunately not available. They tried, they want to demolish it and rebuild it, but I haven't seen them do anything about it the whole year. So the boys will have to find their own accommodation somewhere. And then for the girls that want to go to the hostel, for those that did apply, good for you. But for those that didn't, you'll have to try again next year. But the hostel, like I lived in the hostel, it's really good. They have a balanced meal for you and everything. And your hostel food, your boarding fee basically is put onto your student card. So whenever you go to the hall to go eat, you just swipe your card or they scan it, and then the money gets deducted from your card, and then you go eat. And it's nice food most of the time. You ate. They give you French fries, pies. Like, guys, the people can cook, but I didn't go back the second semester, and I heard that second semester the food wasn't really that great. And but it's fine. You can have a refrigerator in your room, but you can't have a microwave. You can buy obviously your cereals and things and keep it in your room, but they prefer you not to take your food from the eating hall, the dining hall, to the room. It's not allowed at all because they're scared of rodents and those things, growing there. But you still have your food, the fridge is there. Some people take the microwave anyway. Like, I had friends there in the hostel. They had microwaves, and they do they check your rooms, every now and then.
Oh, they do room special.
Surprise checks, yeah. At 4 a.m. in the morning, how crazy are you? And that was during exam time. But it wasn't when I was there. It was second semester when we left us. Some people only sleep at that time. How do you go wake people up like that? Open the door. But anyway, yeah, they do surprise checks and those things. The double rooms are nice. They're really spacious. When you share with someone, a double room, you have your cupboards, your shelves, your bed, your table, and then you have a shelf. That's all you get. And then you get a bin, a small bin, and then a scoffy, a dustpan, and curtains as well. You have to sign for each and everything you have, and when you move out, you sign out, so they don't say you stole the things. Hostel, the first semester is so university has 2 semesters, right? So each semester you get $11,000 worth of food, and that is for half boarding fee, So basically, if you have the 11,000 boarding fee thingy, you only get to eat twice a day, either breakfast and lunch or breakfast dinner, twice a day. Do not eat the breakfast, choose lunch and dinner. And then I don't know how much the other one is. I think it's 12,000 or 13, I don't know. But yeah, that one is not the full meal plan thing, and you can eat 3 times a day. But
could you give them the prices again?
It's 11,000 for the half price and 12 or 13,000 for the full.
Yeah. That's if it stays the same. You guys can write that down, but that's if it stays the same. They might change it next semester or next year. Sorry, they won't. Okay, I don't know. I didn't.
I prefer the half price. Then I would rather eat breakfast in my room, and then lunch and dinner I would eat in the dining hall. And they eat really early, by the way. I know some people only eat dinner at 7, 8 from there onwards, but in the hostel we eat from 4:45.
Quarter to 5. Yeah, quarter to 6.
Quarter to 5 until 6 p.m. That is dinner. And some people only sleep early in the morning, in the AMs. Obviously, you're gonna get hungry, so you must have food in your room. Yes. Oh yeah, and for those of you who want to find accommodation outside, I prefer the accommodation outside than the hostel. But if you can, find a single room or like share with a stranger. Like, it's nice to share with your friends and all, but like you guys are gonna get in each other's way. So preferably choose a random person to rent with. Then when something is wrong, you won't feel some type of way, and you can just tell them, no, I don't like this and this and this. But you're gonna want to spare your friends' feelings, obviously, so you won't want to
want to hurt
hurt their feelings and tell them, no, I don't like this and this and this. Yeah just if you can, stay with a stranger. Maybe if you guys are doing the same course, which like that is fine, or find a single room, and buy your food separately. Don't share the food, but that's if you guys are mature about it. And then basically that, because sometimes you won't have time to cook, or you won't feel like cooking, or you're not hungry, and it's maybe your day to cook, and then you're like, I have work to do, I don't feel like cooking. But because you guys maybe have the schedule of who's gonna cook on which day, it's gonna get in your way and all that. But if you guys want, you could still ask questions about how the first year is and how university life is, and I will make another video about it and post it. For now, that was basically it. But I wish you guys all the best in your registrations, your applications. It's gonna be a very long process, but if you can speed it up, do speed it up, because it's stressful for you and for the faculty. Anything else?
Always try and work in advance, because you never know when you'll be late.
Yes.